We said a little bit today at our luncheon. In baseball, you can be around this game for a long time. You can have a great career, but until you win a championship, you don't really validate your career. And these gentlemen here have a ring that they can hang on their finger. And if you knew what goes on behind the scenes and how intricately they are interwoven with their players throughout this clubhouse and the impact that they have, you can't understate their or overstate their efforts. It's amazing. One more round of applause for these guys. We're going to start off with the pitching coach, Steve Rigetti, and Rags. A lot of pressure on you coming into last season because you just won 88 games the previous year, and the entire baseball world said that this was a team that was going to go as far as their pitching would take them. And you took them pretty far.
I didn't do anything. They did. But pitching, you got to pitch every year. So the pressure's always on the pitcher. The pitcher has to take the ball and walk out on the mound in front of 50,000 people every night and hold that baseball and decide how he's going to handle that night, that day, and whether he's going to man up or somebody else is going to do it behind him. But this group, and we've had a lot of great groups in this, in my time here. This group manned up better than most. But quite honestly, they always know they have to pitch good. These guys don't shy away from it. That's it.
Well, you were a starter and a reliever, right?
Yeah.
Are your favorite guys starters or relievers?
Well, it looks like I'm a starter guy because I'm down there watching them, but that's not necessarily true.
Right.
We have a guy that should be a major league pitching coach, Mark Gardner, in a bullpen. I let him do his job. That's not necessarily out of friendship. That's because I want to win, and I want to win having a guy like him with me because I know he's going to do his job. I got enough friends. These guys gave me a chance to wear a world championship ring. So being with a lot of guys that I respect and being with a brother like Mark Gardner makes it all much, that much happier and exciting.
They sit together next to each other on the plane. They spoon on the road.
Don't tell them all that.
All right, Gardy, here's your chance. You can either roast Rigetti or you can praise him. Your call.
Well, I've had him as a pitching coach.
Yeah.
I've played for him. And I've worked with him as his bullpen coach. When I first got here, he was pretty green. And his favorite word to you if you were struggling is throw the freaking ball. That was his fix.
So that was his go-to line when he came out to the mound?
Just throw the freaking ball.
Well, how do you get the release point if you don't throw the ball?
Let me tell you something.
He just tweaked me.
He's the best in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Six. You all right, bud? Sorry.
Well, you're a great 1-2 punch, but I do want to ask a question to both of you guys, and Mark, you'll answer first, if you would. Who is the most interesting guy in your staff to coach?
Oh, boy.
Willie. Well, let me tell you something. When Willie first came here, he never said a word. He didn't say 2 words to either one of us. Well, what's up with this guy? I mean, we're looking for this guy to be our closer, right? We got to be communicating. How to work. And as years went on, he's just coming out. He's coming out. Oh my God, he's out. He's a very smart guy. He listens, he wants to get better, and he's in a tough position. I mean, we all count on him to finish a game, and he carries us on his shoulders. Thank you.
You're the most interesting guy to coach on this staff.
You know what? I know you want me to pick them. I mean, Affelt every day is drama, but which is fine. Yes. You know what? I like the hardest guys. To me, everything's a challenge, and getting the most out of somebody, even the worst, supposedly the guy that's not supposed to be good, you help, but I've had some beauties, man. Some strange people, and pitchers are different. And I grew up, I couldn't stand being a pitcher. My father was an infielder, my brother was a player. I couldn't stand pitchers, you know, and especially starters that sit around for 5 days eating sunflower seeds. And I had that attitude, so being in a bullpen kind of changed my idea, and I kind of got close to the bullpen guys. But, you know, I think Woody's the... I just like being around winners and being around people that are confident no matter what they look like. You know, but Woody has a touch, and he manufactured a pitch anytime he wanted, and it was really only one. He goes, all right, next spring, tell him I got a fourth pitch. I said, what about number 2? I like being around somebody like that, and he made me a better pitching coach because he helped me stand there and watch him throw machine gun bullpens faster than anybody's ever thrown them in history. I mean, it'd be like Torres throwing a bullpen. And it was done in 5 minutes. And it was over with, but he threw every pitch right on the corner. And I'm not joking. And he could shoot free throws with anybody. But anyway, I'm sorry to go on, but Woody, I love him. And, you know, guys like that, you know, they just turn me on, you know, in a sense. I just love to watch guys do that stuff, you know?
At what point during the season did you look at this club and think, and maybe talk to the other coaches and the skipper, they got a shot, they got a chance?
I think it was probably later in the season when we didn't know this team as a team to score runs, but we always find a way to get that big hit. When I first saw that, I said, well, you know, we have a chance to do this. Obviously, we know the pitching is going to be there. Everybody out there was, you know, how much run we're going to score. But when we saw down the line that this team was finding the way to score that big hit, I said, we might have something here. And down the stretch, the guys proved it, they believe in themselves, and obviously we finished the job.
You know, one thing about this club, they're the best club I've ever seen that could bounce back after a tough loss. And no team suffers tougher losses than the San Francisco Giants. They may lose on that particular day and make it a tough loss, but every time they came back, it seemed like, and they won the next day.
Roberto, a couple of quick questions. Can you share that? Who's the fastest guy on the team?
Besides me, probably Torres.
All right, you ready for this? Who's the slowest?
Wow, the bench is gone. I really don't know the slowest side, but if you see these guys on the base, we might have the fastest team, but we know how to run the bases, and I think that's what makes the difference. So, as far as the slowest, I really can't say who it is. I might have to run spring training to find out.
Politician. Tim Flannery. Tomorrow night, you can see Tim Flannery at Connecticut Yankee on Potrero Hill, 8:30. He'll be there with his band. Go check him out. He'll be fabulous. fastest guy on the team and who's the slowest?
I think he answered it. You know, I know since I wore number 1, it was the fastest number 1 has moved up and down that line in the last 5 years I've been. Vinci Molina wore it before Friday. Nobody cares more than Jungo, Andres Torres. But the guys, Cody's there, Freddie's there, I could go on and on. That's the thing about this ball club. Somebody asked me, I'm going to just answer it in a different way. Somebody asked, after 31 years, you know, they go, was it everything you dreamt of, you know, winning the World Series? And I said, it's so much more because of these guys. And I mean that because we're in a place now where professional baseball has gotten. It's a big, big business. And everybody's arbitration eligible. Everybody's got their own agendas, free agents. Everybody's got their own personal thing that's important to them. And these guys all put it on a shelf for the season and played together for one reason, and that was to win. And we got this big dose of purity, this big dose of pure baseball because of these guys here. And that's what keeps us going as coaches. Why we're still doing it. I love the guys. I'm ready to fight with you again.
Mike and I were standing, and we overheard Ron Wotus tell somebody that he told Bruce Bochy what to do on every move in the month of October. Deny? Are you denying?
That's true.
Yeah. How much fun did you have helping the skipper pull some of the moves he made?
Well, first of all, it's he doesn't need any help, and I just do my part like the rest of these guys up here on stage. I think there's sometimes it's not much fun after we win a tough ball game and we come in after the ball game and we want to relax and enjoy it for 5 minutes, and he comes through the door and he says, all right, let's work on a lineup for tomorrow. It steals our joy for about 10 minutes, and then we get back to it. But you know, just like everybody's saying up here, what's impressed me the most is you go through what you go through last year, and then you come back, and how about tonight? Listening to these guys talk and tell their stories. What not just a talented baseball group, but these guys are funny, they're intelligent, and I've enjoyed listening to everybody. I mean, what a group of guys.
You've been in this organization a long time, and you get a ring in this organization, and that's always a lot more special. So.
No question about it. You know, like Rag's been here an awful long time as well. It's even more special when you're with one organization for a long time for me. I mean, you know, we had a lot of good years in the past, but we've never been able to win the championship. And to finally get it done and see the excitement from the fans everywhere you go. It's still now. I went back to the East Coast a couple of times, and they're finally understanding who the Giants are, and that's great to see when you go back where it's all Yankees, Red Sox, and actually they know who the Giants are now. So it's nice to